What you're about to hear has the potential to flip your internal switch. And maybe that's why some people give up halfway through, because in a way, it's easier to keep living on autopilot than to face the weight and the power of knowing that everything you need is already inside of you. This video is a warning because it carries simple yet unsettling truths. And once you hear it, you can't unhear it. You'll start to notice things that have always been there, but went unnoticed. You'll begin to feel restlessness and maybe a strange force starting to stir inside of you. That force is your life energy. We're talking about that feeling that pulses when you're alive. Inspired, fully present that spark in your eyes when you're doing something you love. This energy exists, and it's real. But here's the catch. Most people live with this energy system on eco mode, as if it's always on standby. Not because they lack the capacity, but because they lack awareness. Because of fear, social conditioning, because they're tired. What makes this content so powerful isn't what it promises to do for you. It's what it activates in you. This video won't give you superpowers. It'll remind you of the powers you forgot you had. And now, here's the most important part. You need to be willing to feel discomfort, because accessing your hidden energy isn't about feeling zen all the time. It's about facing your blockages, your shadows, and still moving forward. The approach here is simple. You watch until the end. Allow yourself to be challenged and truly apply what's possible in your routine. No magical promises, but real results you in. Take a deep breath, get ready, and come with me, because this is the beginning of something big. You ever had that feeling that you could be doing so much more than what you're redoing today, but something's holding you back? Have you ever felt like there's a force inside of you, almost like an inner voice calling you to be more, live more, feel more? It's not your imagination. You've got your hidden energy trying to manifest. But here's the truth that few have the courage to face. Most of our potential is asleep, and not because we don't want to use it, but because we've learned to ignore it. This energy isn't something you need to seek out. It's not in a sacred place, nor in a secret technique. It's already there inside of you. It shows up as intuition, as chills when you hear something true, in that sudden inspiration that gives you a brilliant idea, in the almost uncontrollable urge to change everything. But then why does most people only feel it occasionally? Because inner energy is like a hidden spring of water buried under the earth. If you don't know where to dig, you won't find it. If you don't have the discipline to keep the path open, it dries up again. And the most dangerous thing, over time, you start to believe it never existed. Your life energy is the link between your body, your mind, and what connects you to something greater. It's the force that fuels your creativity, your drive to take action, your mental clarity. When it's flowing, you feel it. The world seems sharper. Your decisions feel lighter. Your presence becomes stronger. Now, here's a practical application. Start paying attention to the moments when you feel most alive. When you lose track of time doing something, when your mind is focused yet calm, when your body responds with ease without effort, these moments are clues. They show the way back to your natural energy. Take a few seconds and think. When was the last time you felt truly energized in an authentic way? Not from coffee, not from external motivation, but from something that came from within you. Remember, hold on to that memory because that's the starting point. The path begins there. This might be the hardest part to admit. You don't doubt your energy because it doesn't exist. You doubt it because you were taught to doubt it from a very early age. We were shaped by systems that planted invisible limits in our minds. School taught us to memorize answers instead of asking questions. Society rewarded obedience, not curiosity. Families, often trying to protect us, ended up reinforcing ideas like don't dream too big, don't stand out, stay where it's safe. And so without realizing it, we learn to disbelieve in ourselves, to distrust our intuition, to ignore the sensations in our bodies, to think too much and feel too little. The energy that could propel us forward becomes just a muffled noise in the back of our minds. This is called mental programming. It's the way the environment around us shapes the connections in our brain. Every time you were reprimanded for following your instincts, a synapse was weakened. Every time you were praised for being well-behaved, another was strengthened little by little. You stopped listening to yourself to please the world around you. And here's the point: that doubt you feel about your own energy is not natural, was installed, but everything that's been installed can be uninstalled. Want a practical application? Observe your thoughts for just one day. Every time an idea or impulse comes up, and your mind reacts with, "This won't work. It's not for me. Better not try." Write it down, then ask yourself, who taught me to think like this? You'll begin to notice that many of these voices aren't yours up until now. We've talked about inner energy as something you feel, but now let's go deeper. It's energy as a biological basis. It has an address in your body, and it all starts in the brain and the nervous system. When you feel motivation, clarity, inner strength, it's not just a state of mind. It's the direct result of a neurochemical orchestra happening inside of you. Dopamine, serotonin, endorphins. These are substances that determine how you feel, think, and act. And they're released according to the stimuli you receive, both external and internal. Your brain is not a fixed machine. It's plastic, and that's great news. Neuroplasticity is the ability of your nervous system to rewire itself to create new connections to change. In other words, you can train your brain to access higher energetic states. And you know what activates this? Focus, breathing, intention, movement, emotion. Everything you do with full awareness has a direct impact on your physiology. That's why when you meditate, breathe deeply, or connect with something that inspires you, you're literally changing your nervous system. You're reprogramming the pathways that used to lead to stagnation and creating new routes for vitality. Let's get practical. Try this exercise for 2 minutes. Sit with your spine straight. Inhale slowly through your nose for 4 seconds. Hold the air for 4 seconds. Exhale through your mouth for 6 seconds. Repeat. Do this several times with full attention. When your ego asks you, "What are you doing here?" you're sending a signal to your brain that you're safe. And when the brain feels safe, it releases energy that was previously used for defense and makes it available to you for creation. This is the magic of biology. When you change your breath, you change your state. You change your state, you change your behavior. And when you change your behavior, you change your life.